Hey everyone, Noah's dad here. Since a lot of people liked the last video, I wanted to explain some of the reasons we decided to settle in Korea while showing you a little bit of Noah's night routine. I was born and raised in Florida, but I came to Korea around 13 years ago. I lived in a small country town for most of my life. After graduating from university and before starting my career, I wanted to experience the world a little bit. So I decided to come all the way to South Korea. At first, I planned on staying for just a year or so. But I quickly fell in love with Korea and realized I wanted to be here longer. One of the first things that pleasantly surprised me about Korea was just how safe it is. I can take a walk around the neighborhood anytime I want, even in the dead of night, without feeling unsafe. And there are lots of 24-hour restaurants, convenience stores, and other shops to keep you busy. In America, lots of stores close pretty early, and depending on where you live, you sometimes have to worry about being a victim of crime. But that's not the only reason I decided to stay in Korea. One of the other reasons is the kindness and generosity of the Korean people. For example, when hiking or visiting traditional markets, so many people shared food with me or wanted to chat. In fact, one of my first memories in Korea was having makgeolli in a makgeolli bar. And the table of older Korean gentlemen next to me welcomed me to the country and bought me pajam. So many people empathized with the fact that I came all the way from America to a foreign country, and they understood how hard it must be. Because of their jung, I was able to adapt to living in Korea pretty easily. Of course, I really missed my family sometimes, especially during the big holidays like Chuseok. But there were some kind-hearted Koreans around who invited me to their homes to experience Korean holiday traditions and foods. I was able to enjoy my Korean life to the fullest thanks to people like that. Besides the sense of safety I feel in Korea, I also have to mention the healthcare system here. I can probably count the number of times I've been to the hospital in America on my 10 fingers. I've certainly never gone to the hospital for the common cold or some other minor issue. When I first arrived here, I got a cold, and so many of my Korean coworkers urged me to go to the hospital. I thought, really? In America, going to the hospital, even for the common cold, can be quite expensive, even with insurance. But in Korea, going to the hospital for minor issues is common and encouraged. I got a huge sense of relief when I realized I wouldn't be priced out of basic medical care. Korea's public transportation is amazing too. Even without a car, you can get around safely, quickly, and cheaply. All of the points I just mentioned played a huge role in my decision to settle down here. I started making lots of friends in Korea and started studying Korean. I thought, if I'm gonna live here for a long time, I better study the language. That's just basic manners if you move to another country, especially if you plan on being there for a long time. I met my wife while studying Korean, and then little Noah came into our lives. My wife and I did a lot of talking before Noah was born. Noah would have dual citizenship, and depending on where we decided to live, his life would be very different. My wife takes a lot of pride in being Korean, so no matter where we ended up, she wanted to make sure that Noah could also connect with his Korean identity. We finally decided to live in Korea. There are lots of reasons, but the deciding factor was that Korea would offer the best environment for Noah to grow up in. In Korea, you can send your children to high-quality daycares for very affordable prices. In the US, it can be very, very expensive. Also, if Noah ever gets sick, we can rest assured that he can get excellent medical care for an affordable price.
Funny, right? Busy bear, job's all done. They're sleeping. Oh, he's got one eye open. Naughty boy. Busy bear, Merry Christmas, everyone. There's Santa in his sleigh, going with the reindeer. Boing! Look at all the people. They're opening their presents and looking at their presents. Bling! Boop. Boop. Busy bear, lots to do. Busy bear, hammering glue. Boop. Busy bear, pack the sleigh. Busy bear, up and away. Right there. Want to do it? Here, you can turn the page. Try. Here. Do it. Busy bear, bring the toys. Busy bear, don't make noise. Ready? Boing. Silly bear going down the chimney. Can you hit it? 1, 2, 3. Boing, boing. Tired, right? Busy bear, job's all done. Busy bear, Merry Christmas, everyone. Ta-da! The end.
Most importantly, I want Noah to also feel that Korean jung that I mentioned earlier. Noah's family lives nearby, so he can meet up with them often and get lots of love. And Noah gets lots of attention from the neighborhood harmony and 할아버지, which he loves. When we take walks around the neighborhood, they always treat him like their own grandchild. At moments like that, I feel really good about my decision to live in Korea. I have my worries, of course. For example, when Noah becomes a middle or high school student, he'll start to feel the intensely competitive educational atmosphere in Korea. Noah can definitely study hard if he wants, and will definitely encourage him to do so. But more than studying, we want to raise him to be an independent and confident person. In particular, we want to raise him to always be polite and well-mannered. I want to thank you all again for liking our videos. Please like and subscribe to keep up with Noah's growth. Good night, Noah.